Hey guys, welcome back to Study with RK. I hope you all are taking regular follow-up of my previous videos. For those who have not seen it, I am putting link in description box. Please do like, share and subscribe. Now, talking about today's video, that is recombinant DNA technology, and we have to learn this content in this topic, that is definition, steps in rDNA technology, then tools and application in this topic. Now you must be wondering what is rDNA technology, right? Let us understand this with a story. This is Sanya. Sanya dreams of being a world renowned soccer player. She wants to play in the biggest leagues and in the biggest games, but there is a major issue stopping her from attaining this goal, and that's a rare and severe case of hemophilia. She bleeds a lot from everywhere. Her skin is very sensitive, and so she gets wounds often. She experiences pain and swelling in her joints, mostly in her knees, elbows, and ankles. And when she goes to the bathroom, there is more blood to lose. So let's get exactly what causes this symptom. This is DNA molecule, and its genes are responsible for giving us our characteristics. These are genes that are responsible for making proteins called clotting factors. The clotting factors are what help us clot blood and stop wounds from bleeding. Unfortunately for Sanya, the genes for a certain type of clotting factor called factor 7 is not working properly, and that's why she experiences these symptoms. Here we have a blood vessel, and of course it has plasma and red blood cells inside. The blood is flowing normally, but let's say you get a wound and a damaged blood vessel. There is going to be a tear in the blood vessel, making it lose a lot of blood. You can see in this image. Now what usually happens is the clotting factors will stop the blood, helping in the sealing of the tear. But for Sanya, because they are not working properly and they are not as abundant, they will not be able to stop the bleeding. But how do we fix all of this? The answer is recombinant DNA technology, which refers to series of procedures used to join together DNA segments from different species. And you will see that two DNA segments we combine later on. In treating Sanya's cases of hemophilia, we are going to use recombinant DNA technology to produce a bunch of clotting factors, and this is done by taking the factor 7 gene and having it replicate inside the bacteria. We do this using plasmid vector. Let's see the steps of rDNA technology. First step is isolating. So isolate the DNA sequence gene of interest using gene therapy. Then second is cutting. So cut both DNA with some restriction enzyme. Then third one is joining or ligation. So mix DNA. They join by base pairing and add DNA ligase to bond covalently. Then fourth one is transforming. So put plasmid into bacterium by transformation. And fifth one is cloning, and sixth one is selecting. Here identify cells containing recombinant plasmid by screening method. Then prerequisite for making rDNA technology. Here the enzymes, which include the restriction enzymes which help to cut, then DNA ligase which help to bind, then Taq polymerase which help to synthesize, and reverse transcriptase is used in producing complementary DNA from messenger RNA. Then vectors which help in carrying and integrating the desired gene. Here we can use as a vector like plasmid, plasmid cosmid, and bacteriophage. Then competent host. The host is the ultimate tool of recombinant DNA technology, which takes in the vector engineer with the desired DNA with the help of the enzyme. Let's see the complete process of recombinant DNA technology includes multiple steps and maintained in a specific sequence to generate the desired product. Here plasmid is a circular DNA molecule that exists outside the bacteria's main DNA, and it can safely carry the clotting factor gene into the bacteria and have it replicate. The plasmid also contain genes that give the bacteria special advantages, and one of these advantages is antibiotic resistance. This plasmid in particular is a PBR322 plasmid and has an ampicillin resistant gene and tetracycline resistant gene. So the first step for getting the factor 7 gene to replicate is to insert it into the plasmid. This is done using restriction enzyme. They cleave in the plasmid at locations called restriction sites, which contain specific DNA sequences recognized by the restriction enzyme. Each restriction enzyme recognizes a specific sequence, so when it comes across it, it will cut from the plasmid. In case we are using restriction enzyme EcoR1, now the EcoR1 restriction enzyme has cut at its restriction site. We can insert the factor 7 gene in the plasmid. Here you can see in this image, and this is now a recombinant DNA molecule. Since we have combined DNA segment from two sources, the plasmid from the bacteria and the clotting factor gene. Then the second step is to get the plasmid into the bacteria, which is done by transformation or microinjections or biolistics or gene gun or alternate cooling and heating, use of calcium ions, etc. Then add these recombinant DNA containing bacteria into particular culture for multiplication. Let's take a closer look at what exactly happens. As you can see, the bacteria and plasmids are submerged, and our goal is to get the plasmid into bacteria. Most of the bacteria actually could not take up the plasmid. It might be that only one or two take up the plasmids. So that's why we put in many copies, and even worse, we can't actually see which bacteria took up the plasmids and which did not. In order to separate one that did take up the plasmids and that one that did not, we have to culture them into antibiotics. Why? Well, remember, the plasmid can give special advantages such as antibiotic resistance. The plasmids we use had resistance to the antibiotic ampicillin and tetracyclines. Only the bacteria that took up the plasmid containing the tetracycline resistance gene and clotting factor 7 genes could survive onto agarose gel containing tetracycline and die onto agarose gel containing ampicillin, as you can see in this image. Then once we have the bacterium with clotting factor 7 gene containing plasmids, we can replicate it and those bacteria can make the clotting factors. Since they all have the factor 7 genes in their plasmids, then after they make the clotting factors, we extract them using a mechanical process and mix them with sterile water solution so they can be injected. Now we can give the injection to Sanya and she will feel much better. Maybe, just maybe, she could chase his soccer dreams after all. At last, applications of rDNA technology. There are many applications like in pharmaceutical products, production of vaccines, DNA fingerprinting, biotechnology, transgenic animals, transgenic crops, and gene therapy, energy applications, prenatal diagnosis, DNA fingerprinting, agriculture, molecular diagnosis, etc. So, thank you everyone. Hope you got the idea about rDNA technology. If you like it, do like and share. And for regular updates and notification, please subscribe Study with RK.